Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. I'm Mark and fairly excited to take you for a tour around this 2006 Nissan Navara STR Ute today. Got a stack of stuff on this car. We'll start at the front. You notice it's got the full bull bar. Does have the big roo lights. Contrary to what people might tell you, they don't activate when they sense the kangaroo. Just really good for that open road highway driving at night time. Now for a 2006, and the reason this is just a really good example of a Navara for this age. You notice that we do have near new tyres all round on this car. Side steps are standard. And just the Juco for a car that's approaching 8 years old, in really good order. This is a credit to the previous owner, this car. Very similar as we move around. I didn't mention, does have the factory alloy wheels and they're actually unmarked as well. As we move around to the rear of the car, note it does have the rear step, is fitted with factory tow bar, 2.8 tonne towing on this particular car. It does have the ARB canopy, which we'll talk a little bit further about shortly. Once again, you notice the quality of the finish on the exterior, and the passenger side no different at all. Alloy wheels actually, the rear one unscuffed. If I want to be critical, a minor mark on the front left alloy. Also is fitted with Safari snorkel as well. Just overall, the exterior of this car presents cracker. Okay, just before we talk about performance and economy, just a couple of really minor cosmetic little marks on the bonnet there. Just, I'm being super particular, but just like to make you aware of those. All right, so under the bonnet, let's talk about this car's performance. Powered by a 3-litre direct injection diesel motor. It's going to deliver you 110 kilowatts of power, 314 newton metres of torque. At the same time, it's going to give you 9.6 litres combined per 100 k's, so in excess of 780 k's to a tank of fuel. A couple of other things to note, just in the engine bay itself, do have the facility there to fit a dual battery if required. Already set up. Obviously the previous owners done a couple of minor things underneath the bonnet, but once again, really consistent with everything, the way the car appears, and we'll just confirm that further as we talk about the overall car itself. All right, now we're back at the back of the car. Let's have a chat about the canopy. ARB smooth finish canopy, colour coded. Okay, all lockable of course. Just lift the rear window, which you notice is tinted. Does have the brake light up in the window as well. Also, you notice on the driver's side, we've got a sliding window for access on that side. And then if I move around to the passenger side, we've got a fully hinged window on this side. So set up ideally for the tradie. Ready to go, access from all sides. You do notice with the tailgate, we'll pop it down. We do have all the hooks for tie down points. Notice the factory tub liner as well. Once again, for a car that's approaching 8 years old, just have a look at the quality of it. It's done a little bit of work in the back as far as, obviously has had tools and stuff in it at some stages, but it's a really consistent car as far as the quality goes. Everything we've seen in the video now, or so far today, just screams how well it's been looked after. I'm really impressed. The exterior of this car's spot on, and as I say, fully secure, lockable, have the keys for the canopies as well. We've got both factory keys. Previous owner even went to the extent of buying factory car mats. Obviously just have them out at the moment. We're giving them a little bit of a clean, not that they needed much, but really good. Okay, so we're on the inside of the Navara now, and we'll run through a few things. Obviously they've spent a bit of money in the interior as well, which we'll go through. Starting on the driver's armrest, got all of our electric window buttons, controls for our exterior power mirrors. Then just ahead of that, below the air conditioning vent, do notice we've got the on-off button for our big roo lights out on the front bull bar that we spoke about earlier. Also, you've just got your heat button in the Navara. That's basically a function where if you just want to increase, the car's running, you just want to increase the speed of the engine heating up in the morning, we just flick that on. Just lifts the revs, as you probably noticed, it lifts the revs up over 1,000, just to get the warmth through circulating through the engine. Good in the early mornings actually. Turn it off and then we just drop back below 1,000 revs per minute. Our steering wheel is adjustable in height, so we've got it in the unlocked position at the moment. Nice rigid steering wheel, so just set it up into position where we're comfy, lock it away just by the lever underneath on the steering column there. Fairly well standard indicators and wipers as normal, right hand side indicators, wipers to your left. We do just have our little microphone here, just for our Bluetooth, which I'll talk about in a minute. Obviously all of our dashboard illuminated in white. Only done 102,000 kilometres this car. Super important that you notice 102,000 Ks for a car that's approaching 8 years old. Extremely low mileage that. Move into the centre console section now. As I mentioned, Bluetooth. They've fitted an updated Kenwood stereo system. So you've got CD player, quality sound, Bluetooth, auxiliary input and USB input there. You can close that away so that they're protected or they don't get dirt in them, but you've got both functions there. Move down below, air conditioning vents. We've got our rear demister, hazard light button, all of our heating and cooling controls. You probably can't notice, we've got the engine running, we've got the air conditioning running, but really quiet car. Once again, consistent with the way it's been looked after. We've got electric brakes down on our down below our steering column here. So in conjunction with the fact it can actually tow 2.8 tonne up to, electric brakes as well. So should have them if you're towing anything over 750 kilo anyway. Also below our heating and cooling area, back in the era when it wasn't so politically incorrect to smoke. A couple of ashtrays there. We've got our 4x4 stick on our left, 5-speed manual gearbox, so much sought after, manual 4x4. Little coin area, handbrake here, and then a good storage area in the back. If you don't want to open that up completely, just open the singular one. A couple of cup holders there as well. Now what we'll do, we'll have a bit of a scan around the interior. Once again, I might continue to harp on it. Approaching 8 years old, have a look at the quality. The seats internally, the carpets internally, you wouldn't think this car's more than a couple of years old. If I want to be really particular, you will just notice when I get Matt to scan back to the front of the car, just a few minor cosmetic marks on the actual armrests. The two front armrests, which, you know, once again, if your missus is resting on there with all her jewellery and her rings and things, you're going to end up with scratches anyway. Just the cover, the box, we can remove the actual cover of the head unit. We've got for the stereo, we've got a remote for the stereo as well. Now I did some checking when we actually traded this vehicle, was traded in on a new car. The service books are actually stamped all the way through in this car right up to the 70, I think it's the 76k service, but I did a little bit of research up to the 71k service. But then I rang the company that have actually serviced this vehicle, and they just actually omitted to stamp the last 3 services. So I've got to pop down and see Ray at Cam Motive in Dandenong. The 83, the 92 and the Hunt 102 have all been carried out as well. So it's a really big advantage to be able to confirm that the service history in this motor car is absolutely perfect. We go overboard when we prepare our cars. We've done another intermediate service on the car. So everything you've seen in the video so far today, you're going to jump in this. It's going to do everything you want it to. 4-wheel driving, towing, tradies, work ute, you name it. Jump in it, away you go. So as I've spoken about during the video, a lot to like about this example. Probably one of the cleanest 2006 Nissan Navaras you're ever going to see. 9.6 litres combined per 100 Ks, in excess of 780 kilometres to a tank of fuel. ARB canopy, full bull bar, driving lights, 2.8 tonne towing, brand new tyres on the front basically. There's stacks to like about this car and perfectly serviced. As we mentioned earlier, you've got the roof lights on the front of the car. We've got all the high beams and the roof lights on now. Skippy's definitely going to see you coming. Hope this has helped you get an idea of the quality. If you've got any further questions, give us a call, 9907 0555. Cracker car.